The month of August 2026 is shaping up to be a very busy month. Welcome if you are new. Welcome back if you are a regular viewer or a subscriber. My name is Debbie. This is the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution. This is your reading for the week of August 2nd. So we are in the middle of the Lion's Gate portal. Right from now, well, it started, at the end of July, and it's moving through towards August 12th, where it will peak on August 8th. Venus is moving back into its home sign of Libra, where she will feel very comfortable. And Chiron, the wounded healer, is stationing retrograde in Taurus. So looking at some of our old wounds, right, that are ready to be healed. So again, this is shaping up to be a very active month. But however, with all of this, and especially with the retrograde, with Chiron, and Venus moving back into Libra, and this is going to be a shift towards emotional ease and grace as we start to heal some of our past. So the transit of Venus entering her home sign of Libra, that's going to happen on August 6th. So this offers a boost to things that bring pleasure, harmonious relationships, and financial flow. So again, August 6th, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and abundance, returns home to Libra. So we can help us to smooth out conflicts, enjoy our social connections, and attract abundance. And Venus is all about beauty and appearances. So how you put yourself out there as well is going to be highlighted. And on August 6th, the Sun harmonizes with Saturn, and this is aligning our purpose with discipline. So giving the foundations, setting the plans, so we don't have a purpose in our mind just out there, right? We're coming up with strategic plans. And again, I talked about this in our last several readings. This is about setting foundations for your future. Get your foundations in place. Get your plans written down, at least to some degree, right? And so this way you can start to make progress on your goals, because we have long-term goals that are starting now. So yeah, you will want to make progress, so get those things down. And on August 3rd, Chiron, the wounded healer, stations retrograde at the very first degree of Taurus. So this is going to turn our focus inward, right? To look at our deep-seated insecurities. So this is insecurities around our self-worth, our material securities, right? The things we need in life to survive. And yes, money is one of them. And if you have a scarcity mindset, it will probably bring things to the surface. Now, people, sometimes we think that, oh, okay, I'll just look at my scarcity mindset. But how the universe works is it will bring things to you and put situations in front of you where you feel like you do not have enough, where that scarcity mindset is going to come back at you. And it's going to ask you to find inventive and creative ways to undo that, to go from a scarcity or lack mentality to an abundance mentality. And how it does that is it brings problems back in and asks you to take a creative solution. But now Chiron is going to be retrograde in Taurus all the way through January of 2027. Yeah, so all the way through the end of the year. There's a lot happening. So let's get into our reading. And I was shuffling, nothing came out. But on the root of the deck, I haven't looked yet. Two of Wands. Yeah. So start to make plans. Start to have your dreams. We will begin, as we do, with Aries. Aries, welcome to your reading for the week of August 12th. My cat is here, one of them. I have two. Olive is here. We'll see if she jumps up. What does this week hold for our Aries friends? It is a busy week. So give yourself some grace if you feel like you're running out of steam, you're getting tired, if you're getting irritable, right? Take a moment, take a break, take a step back, reset yourself, recharge your batteries, right? Recharge your batteries. And let's see what this week holds, again, for our Aries friends. Okay, Aries, the cards are running a little slower for you. As soon as I say that, card pops out. 3 cards on the root of the deck. 4 of Pentacles. Let's see how this plays out in your reading. All your cards are face down. King of Swords, Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords. A lot of thinking. This could be overthinking and over analyzing as well. So 4 of Pentacles. This is setting your foundation, Aries. So thank you for starting the reading off. This is setting your foundation. What are the things that you absolutely need? What are the things you need to hold on to, as you see, like she's clutching onto her purse? And what are the things you can leave behind? It's a big question, because as much as we talk about we want to leave things behind, we really don't. But we do, but we don't want to actually take the steps to do that. So this is what is important to you moving forward. What are the foundational and stability things? And I'm going to say, Aries, you have the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. I feel like you're not going to be telling people what you're doing. I kind of get the feeling. And you also have the 8 of Swords underneath the 4 of Pentacles. A lot of mercurial energy coming in here. I get the feeling you're making changes, but you're not sharing it. You're choosing not to share. Now, 2 of Swords generally means having trouble making a decision, or it's a guidance to lean into your intuition. And yes, that is it. But I also feel like you're also not sharing, and you don't have to. So let's be clear about that. You don't have to share your plans. Sometimes I don't share things until I'm either finished it or well on my way in the middle of it, right? Because you don't want someone else's energy to get in the way. But here it is. Once you figure out, like, what are you taking with you? What is your necessity? And you see she's wearing a red dress. Like, what is really grounding for her? And then what, like, do you no longer need? You get clear really quickly. The King of Swords, he cuts everything out. He has his focus. He has his clear vision. The Knight of Swords says, once I get that vision, I'm moving straight towards it. Almost like a tunnel vision thing. Not in a bad way, though. You have clear, direct focus, and you're moving straight towards that. I don't think you're sharing this, though, Aries. I mean, you could be. I feel like this is something that's really deep and personal to you. And this could be overcoming a lot of things. But you're keeping it really close to the heart, like her purse, right? She's keeping it like very close to the chest, very close to the heart, not sharing a whole lot. That you're undoing or releasing something that has kept you from seeing your path forward. That's coming very quickly. So we also have, it's not till the 12th though, but at the end of the Lionsgate portal, we have the full solar eclipse in Leo. So although that's not happening for another 10 days from when this video comes out, we could still be in the energy of that. So don't be surprised if just things in your mind start to open up for you, Aries. So let us know how that resonates for you, how this works out. If you find the beginning elements of this, and we will move on to Taurus. Hello, Taurus. How are you? And yes, we're only pulling 3 cards for this week. So, but I will be doing a solar eclipse reading for everyone that will have the 7 or 8 card spread. So Taurus, what does the week of August 2nd hold for our Taurian friends? Since you're going to be taking on Chiron, the wounded healer, retrograde. Yeah. All the way through the end of the year into January. So you will cross lines, right? So let's see what this week holds for Taurus. Okay, so the cards are not, I say the cards are not quite as active tonight. And that's fine. As soon as I say that, though, they'll probably all start falling out. There was too many. There's probably about 10 cards there. We're not going to take all 10. Taurus, on the root of the deck for you, Ace of Wands. A new spark of creativity, new inspiration, intuition. Although Wands is not necessarily associated with intuition, this is a spark of intuition. So let's see, Taurus, yeah. Oh my goodness. Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, the Chariot, Major Arcana. Intuition. So I think I feel like you're uprooting yourself, Taurus. Like you're finally ready to move away from the things that have kept you stuck. Financially stuck and emotionally stuck. So this is Chiron, the wounded healer, in your sign. Like you're ready. Like you're ready, right? You're ready. Look, and there's like the sky is illuminated. There's a new horizon coming up for you. Even the colors are completely different in this card as opposed to these two cards. You're ready to be, so and again, you're ready to be unstuck. You have a new inspiration or new creative ventures. I also, although this is not cups, I feel very strongly that, Taurus, your intuition is starting to grow, or you're starting to pay attention to it. It's going to lead you in a whole new direction. In a direction away from, okay, Spirit is saying away from poverty and into abundance. So this is going to be a bit of a process, but it's going to start fairly quickly. So let's see. Look, the colors in these cards are very complementary of each other, right? And stark contrast to these. So you're leaving whatever this is from the past. And Taurus, this could be that some of our Tauruses could be going through an ending of a relationship where there was a lot of heartbreak in the relationship, but ending the relationship has also put you in a financial struggle, and you could be coming out of that. So maybe there was a divorce that happened and finances got really muddy. Maybe you took on more responsibility of the debt than you should have. That's coming to a conclusion. That's coming to an end, because you're learning to trust yourself, Taurus. It's a big lesson, right? Because we look for exterior validation, and we do, like we all do. Like we run things past our friends and our families, like, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? But this is a lesson about trusting yourself, right? Her eyes are closed. When I teach my yoga classes, in certain poses, I will have them close their eyes. And usually they get really bothered by me. But it's like, you trust yourself. Like if you start to fall, your eyes will open up. But the more you learn to go within and find your own inner vision, the more clarity you get about trusting to move forward, even if you don't know where you're going. But you sure as hell know, Taurus, you're finally done with this. This feels like an ending of a relationship that caused a lot of financial distress. But this is a general reading, so take with it what resonates with you, and by all means always leave the rest behind. Taurus, that is your reading. We will move on to Gemini. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 2nd. Let's see, what do the cards hold for our Gemini friends? Let's give this a little bit of a shuffle here. Page of Pentacles. All right. We have a good shuffle. Gemini, what does this week hold for you? There's a lot of energy happening. So probably a lot of mental shifts for Gemini. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4. We'll take all 4. On the root of the deck, Gemini. The Chariot. You're ready. And you saw how I shuffled these. So let's see. Ace of Wands again. Ace of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. The Wheel. So look for your Sagittarius friends, right? Okay. So you're ready for a fresh start, Gemini. You're ready. And underneath the Chariot is the Fool. I just said you're ready for a fresh start, and then there's the Fool card. Brand new beginning. You have 2 aces. And I think I said this in the last couple readings. Whenever 2 of the same number or multiples of the same number comes up, that's a really big sign And again, healing your heart. And this is about Chiron, the wounded healer, right? Healing the wounds of the past and being really tender and gentle with yourself. Maybe even forgiving yourself for being hard on yourself in a relationship. And again, the Ace of Wands. Just allowing life to flow. Four of Pentacles, right? So for you, the Four of Pentacles has a slightly different meaning if you just listened to Taurus. Did Taurus just had this? Anyway. Or Aries just had this. For you, this is, you've held yourself back for a while. You've kept yourself from moving forward out of fear or just not knowing where you're going or not trusting yourself, or maybe because of the wounds of the past. But you're healing that. You're starting now. Taurus just had the Three of Swords, right? Which is the like the heart, generally considered the heartbreak card. So going through the heartbreak, now you're healing all of that, right? You're learning to trust yourself because maybe you were looking to other people. And I feel like you've kept yourself hidden away. And now, like the Wheel of Fortune, like you're on top of the world now. You get to choose. Are you going to go back to the things that held you down? Or are you going to turn the wheel of fate and destiny into a new direction that feels a little more free, that's leading you into an unknown direction of new beginnings? But I think you're ready for this. A lot of new beginnings happening. Gemini, that's your reading. Very exciting for you. I love this. You are ready. And you had 3 major arcanas. So that's pretty big. Gemini, that is your reading. We will move on to Cancer right away. 10 of Pentacles came out. We'll just take that. And Cancer, I don't know if that happened for you last time or not. Okay, here we go. 2 of Pentacles. Okay. 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. All 3 Pentacles, all minor arcanas, right? So this is like the everyday stuff. 3 Pentacles, 1 Cups. So 2 Pentacles, right? You're finding balance, and I think you're recalibrating and finding balance, especially since Mercury is done being retrograde in your sign. I think you're still rebalancing yourself out. And even the 6 of Pentacles is about balance and fair exchange, and giving and receiving. But yeah, they talk about like Venus going back into Libra and looking at abundance, right? Like abundance is coming for you. Like they're telling me abundance at this point now is becoming your birthright. This is something that is, whether you want it, it's just coming your way. It feels like you don't have to do a whole lot of work. Some signs have to do some work. I feel like Cancer, you don't have to do a whole lot of work. It's just allowing yourself to feel a little balanced, and then things will start to fall into place. 10 of Cups. Both of these, emotional fulfillment. Both of these cards indicate family and home and the future, right? Kids always represent like the next generation moving forward, the future. Who doesn't want to ride the rainbow, right? The rainbow of life, all the cups are turned up, allowing yourself to fully receive. And then you have the 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. So you've been a giver, and it's part of who you are, right? As family and home are very central for you. And you give a lot of yourself, but it's also time to let yourself receive. That could be where the 2 of Pentacles comes in at Cancer. Trying to balance that, like you're always, giving away, and it's time now to let your cups be filled with joy, happiness, abundance, stability. But balancing that out and let yourself be the receiver, because you've been the giver for so long. I don't think there's a whole lot of work happening for you, Cancer. I kind of feel like you get to kind of exhale this week. But let us know. Cancer, I love this reading. And I say that all the time. I love all the readings. But that's a really feel-good reading, Cancer. So that is your reading for the week of August 2nd. And we will move on to Leo. Oh, Leo, how are you? Right away, Ace of Swords comes out. So let's see what this week holds. What else? Page of Cups. Okay. Judgment. Wow. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so let's go into this. Leo, if I'm not mistaken, I think the reading we did about the Lion's Gate portal. Was about you going into, in a spiritual belief element, into higher dimensions. The spiral. The spiral is never ending. It's never ending abundance of conscious awareness, of constantly receiving. I feel like you're getting a lot of downloads from a spiritual element. So I don't know if this is your intuition opening really, really wide, or your connection to God consciousness. But there is someone on the other side talking to you, or maybe more than one person. And this is a grandmother type person. And I know this is just a general reading, but this is a grandmother type person. And she's really asking you to step into yourself. Like to get rid of all the things that have kept you from expressing your spiritual beliefs or desires, or your desire to learn about the universal wisdom. This is what they're telling. I know this sounds like a really weird thing, right? In my world, it's not. It's asking for you to, and you don't have to state this publicly, but at least state it to yourself, like you are ready to receive in the they're telling me universal wisdom. And it's a little balance, right? Because it's like, and then underneath of that, again, this Chariot is coming up again, right? Like you're ready to move forward. And again, the Chariot, there are no reins on these horses. This is intuitively letting this thing intuitively guide you, knowing it's moving you into a good direction. This universal wisdom is a big thing because it's going to take you way beyond what you thought you knew. Because we only know what we know. Like we don't know what we don't know until we learn something new. This is opening up a whole new element for you. And it's going to be beyond believing in miracles and believing in the unbelievable. This is going to take you beyond that, Leo, and I'm going to leave this there because this could go very deep into the reading. There's a portal opening for you beyond the consciousness of what you know now. So Leo, if you want to reach out and talk about this personally or privately, let me know, because this can get really deep in there. But Leo, that is your reading, and we will move on to Virgo. So Virgo, you are releasing Venus, and Venus is moving back into Libra. Which Venus is really happy, right, to be in Libra. So let's see what this week holds, though, for our Virgo friends. Okay. 10 of Pentacles flipped over. 9 of Pentacles, rather. Yeah. Right. Judgment. What is this? So far it feels like you're breaking yourself free from financial constraints. And let's see what else comes out here. Six of Swords. Yeah. A lot of movement, right? Last couple readings, there were a lot of Six of Swords and 8 of Cups coming out. I feel like this is moving forward with your, moving forward with your with your thought process. So Six of Swords, you're moving on. You're moving away from the old way of believing or thinking into something new. There is a feeling, though, that you're breaking away from financial restraints. I don't know. Virgo, I almost feel like there are some people in your life that are not necessarily financially dependent on you, but they have an expectation for you to provide for them. And again, this is a general reading, so this is not going to resonate with everyone. But I get this really strong feeling, with this Seven of Swords. The Six of Swords, like changing your mindset about something with this Seven of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles, that there may be someone or a group of people that have an expectation. So if you have a little more than those in your friend and or family community, that they are expecting you to step up and give them and help them out financially. This is what's coming up. So, if you don't put anything in the comments, like I don't know, but this is what's coming up. So this could be for just a specific Virgo. Well, I think you're saying no, like that's it. Like this has kept me, I'm not working to support you, like for lack of, not to be mean, but they have to find their own way. They have to find their own grounding. They have to learn to support themselves. The bank of Virgo is no longer open to the public, right? Like this has kind of put you in a place where like you felt really restricted, and I think you're coming out of that. There's been anyway, Virgo, this is the feeling that's coming in. That there's been a lot of financial expectations. And this is around money. Support, finances. Can you cover my bill? Can you give me some money to go to the grocery store? Whatever it is, I feel this is very strong. And again, it can only be for a few Virgos out there. But you're changing your mind. You're like, no, I'm moving away from that. Because it's not your place to do that. You're happy to help, but not to the point where it makes you feel like you're stuck underwater, right? You're breaking free from all that. Interesting reading, Virgo. Let us know for sure. I am interested. I'm always curious. Virgo, that is your reading. We will move on to Libra. Oh. Hello, Libra. How are you? Let's see what this week holds for Libra. Oh man, it is a week, isn't it? 1st of August, and it's already coming in. August is coming in like a lion. Will it go as the lion that it is? Will it go out like a lamb? I don't know. We'll have to stick around and see what happens. Let's see what this week holds for Libra. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, there's a whole bunch of cards here. 5 of Cups. So this fell out, and I put it back in the deck, and it's here again. Okay, so we'll just keep it, right? It's saying, hey, I'm here. I want to be heard. Wheel of Fortune, that's Sagittarius. 4 of Swords. Again, the 2 of Pentacles. Coming back up. 8 of Wands. And yet again, the Chariot is coming back up. And the 3 of Swords. Libra, like, you have all these cards here. Like, you have all of these cards. What is on the root of the deck for Libra? Sagittarius had this last week. 8 of Pentacles. So this is asking you to use your talent. To use the talent within you. And to cultivate those talents or those little stirrings. If you start to get an interest in something, like you say to yourself, oh, I would really like to learn about this, or I would like to try my hand at that. The answer is yes, like go do that. Like you're ready. You're ready for change. Again, if you Wheel of Fate and Destiny, right? Cancer and Sagittarius. You're ready. Your soul is ready. Your heart might be like, I think I need to sleep on this a little bit. And you don't have to, there's no rush here, right? Your Venus is coming back into your sign, so take a moment, take a break. For some of our Libra friends, this could, okay, Spirit is saying to me this could feel like a betrayal. Like, so, you know, when you start to move forward in life, when you either start to make, you know, better money, you move into a neighborhood that's has a slight elevation to it, and, you know, in social status. If you start to get really healthy and you know, your body gets really strong and lean and looks really good. And then there could be people that in your life that say, oh, why are you doing that? And because like they're jealous because you're moving forward and you're changing and you're evolving into your next higher self. I feel like there's some jealousies here. And I feel like that's really hitting you in the heart. Like you feel really bad. Like, oh, like I don't want to hurt anybody, but yet, like you have this need. You have this need. Like this is a calling for you. You have this need to change. And a lot of things about work have been coming up for Libra in the past couple readings. If you're deciding to move from your job or to leave your job, or just drop some of the, you know, taking on too much responsibility and dropping that, like you kind of feel bad a little bit, but you go, wait a minute, like I have to balance things out because I need to do things like for me. I'm here, I'm standing on one foot at the very pinnacle, at the very top of a transition point in my life, and I have to decide, am I moving forward with my gifts, not knowing where they're going to lead me, or am I going to like keep myself small because other people want me to stay here? And here's the thing, and you have, we'll pull out the Eight of Wands in a second. And here's the thing, anyone who doesn't cheer you on for rising above, for moving forward, for, you know, going for your brass ring, for going for your goal, for your dreams, even if it means, you know, that they are not going for theirs, then they're not your people, right? They should celebrate you, even if they're like a little envious, like, oh man, I wish I could do that. Like, I'm a little jealous, but they're still happy for you. Like, you want that. Anyone who's not happy for you, they're not your people. And maybe that's kind of what this Five of Cups is, right? Like, realizing that things are changing. But once you decide to lean into, explore this unexplored part of you, or these talents, or whatever it is that are coming up, and you start to move forward and you move this wheel out of the dark into the light, things, Libra, will move very, very quickly. It's like all you have to do is say yes, especially as your planet comes back home. All you have to do is say yes, and all of a sudden, like, everything opens. And yeah, you may be a little tired. You're going to just leave the past behind. Some of those swords may be ripping out of your heart, and it may feel a little odd, a little painful, but this is your path. This is your time to just go for it, whatever the it is. Libra, I like this for you. I like this for you. Let us know if you are interested in sharing. And let's put these back in the deck. And we will move on to Scorpio in just a second. Let's get all these in the deck here. So just notice, if you're watching the whole video, the cards that come up that are a lot of repeater cards, that like the couple cards that come up quite often and for multiple signs, right? That just means that that's a theme for the universal collective. So even if it didn't come out in your sign, but it came out in like 3 or 4 other signs, and that's a sign. Okay. Let's do this. Put that back in there. There she is again. Scorpio. Scorpio. Let's see what this week holds for Scorpio, because everyone has these shifts and almost quantum leaps. At least in the thought process, and sometimes in the physical process. But what does this week hold for Scorpio? Because Scorpio has just come through a dark night of the soul, or so to speak, right? Some shadow healing. So let's see if any more of that pops up as Chiron goes retrograde in Taurus, which is your balancing sign, by the way. So you're probably going to be very well affected by the Chiron retrograde. Okay. We got 4 cards. On the root, okay. 10 of Wands, yeah. Yeah, you're done. You are done. What are you done with them? Yeah, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. And 8 of Cups came out again. 6 of Pentacles. King of Wands, yeah. Leo, right here. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, you're done. You've been carrying a lot. Although the only water here is the 8 of Cups. I feel like you're done carrying a lot of emotional baggage. So much so that, you know, you've needed help, like, managing through this, whether it is through friend therapy or professional therapy. I feel like you're just done carrying all the baggage. And I think I feel like you're looking to simplify your life, like your whole life, probably your emotional life, because you have the 8 of Cups. But like simplicity, right? Just let the people in who get you, even if they come from a different perspective, even if they have a different way of moving and navigating through this. And this could be exactly what you're learning, Scorpio. That maybe the way you've been trying to navigate this isn't quite the right way. And people will start to come in and say, this is a better way, or this is how this works for us. And you go, oh, huh. 8 of Cups. This resonates with me. You know what? I think this is going to work. And as you start to move forward, then this is that, oh, they gave you information, right? This is them giving you information, and this is you the receiving the information. And in doing so, like, you find your strength, like you find your inner light, like you start to become more yourself, especially if you haven't been your natural self lately. Look to where Leo is at in your chart. There's a whole bunch of things to look up. Look up where Chiron is at, Venus, Libra, Taurus. Look up your whole chart. You're coming back to your place of strength and stability, and like owning who you are, like having pride in who you are in your life, because you're finally realizing that you've been carrying a lot of baggage. I feel like this is emotional baggage. Once you start to drop that, you get to the bottom of the hill and you go like, I just can't. I cannot take another step. Then people come in and go like, well, what the hell are you doing anyway? There's another way to do this. And you go, oh. Huh. Yeah. Scorpio, I love this awareness for you. It might feel a little uncomfortable. I think it's going to be uncomfortable for a very short period of time. And then you're going to come back to yourself, to your joyful self, to your fun self, to, you know, allowing yourself to be seen. Yeah. So I think you've been in the shadows for a little while, Scorpio. Let us know how this works for you. And we will move on to Sagittarius. Hello, my fellow Saggies, my sister Saggies, how are you? Let's see what this week holds for our Sagittarius friends. And there's that again. Oh, there's my favorite page. Let's see, though. What does this week hold for Sagittarius? Let me give these cards a really good shuffle. Again, I've been shuffling cards since I was like 8 years old. You would think I would know how to shuffle cards, but not always. All right, Sagittarius, let's see. The week of August 2nd. What is August? The beginning of August. What is that inspiring or highlighting or bringing forward or dropping out of Sagittarius? The cards are just kind of saying, yeah, not a whole lot. We'll see. Saggy, on the root of the deck for you, 8 of Wands. No, not a surprise. Sagittarius, you're You're locked and loaded here. But let's see. You pulled your own card, Sagittarius. Oh, holy shit, Sag. Okay. Fast moving. Things are moving quickly. This is your card, temperance, balance. Here's the thing. There's some heart healing. And again, this is Chiron moving into Taurus, helping you to heal from the past. There's divine guidance behind you, though. There are spirit guides and angels on the other side helping you to heal this, because there's somebody coming in for you. Like, you are ready for a new relationship. You are ready to be loved and be adored and have somebody dote over you. This is not very rare. I do not do love readings for a very specific reason. But Sagittarius, I feel like this is coming in for you. You have the White Horse. You have the Knight of Cups, the most romantic knight, the most romantic card. Even more so than the Lovers, right? Because that's about passion and heat too, right? But this is somebody who's really thoughtful, who's taking their time to get to know you, what you like, to the point where, he's packed the basket with the grapes, and he's written a little love note. But he's very casual. I don't think this is anyone that's going to be charging in and making you feel uncomfortable. Although I think the healing in your heart is going to come in. Oh, and then underneath of that you have strength, Leo. So you're going to have to lean into that strength, right? But he's been very thoughtful to lay out the blanket and the note. And he's got a little cup here, whatever is in the cup. And he's got the roses. But he himself, he's very casual. He's not, part of him just wants to get your attention, but he's doing it in a very laid back way. He's got his little Converse shoes on. He's got the horse in the background. The pink sky, as if he's painted the sky pink, as in a soft, easygoing love, not a big forceful thing. Sagittarius, I think you're healing your heart. And there's divine guidance. There's guidance on the other side to let this come in. And you go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. And both of these. Her heart is here. Because sometimes it's hard to heal your heart when your mind is all involved, right? And then she puts her heart so right out in front on her necklace, saying, okay, here is my heart. Now I'm ready for you to see who I am. I'm ready for you to come in and love me. I really rarely read like that, but Sagittarius, I have to read what comes up. Let us know, Saggy, if you meet somebody this week, if you have a healing in your heart, let us know. Big one, Capricorn. What does this week hold for our Capricorn friends? Look at that. Let's see if she comes out. Okay, Capricorn. What's going on for you this week? What awareness, blessings, releases, foundations, abundance, love, luxury are coming for our Capricorn friends? Or what do you need to know this week? Okay, on the root of the deck for Capricorn. The Empress. Well, of course. The ultimate mother, the ultimate nurturer, right? Breathing life into everything that she touches, making something new. There's a full moon on here, so just notice that. Although we're coming into the new moon on the 12th, and then the full moon after that. That will be a full moon lunar eclipse. What are you giving birth to, though? Really? This card has come out quite a bit tonight. Okay. Okay, again, you have the Empress, you have strength, you have the Six of Cups. This is somebody from the other side talking to you. So, again, this could only be for a few Capricorns. I feel like there's someone on the other side, and although there's a male pictured in here. So for some of our Capricorns, there could be someone on the other side who maybe didn't treat you well when they were earthbound. They could have done better, and maybe they broke your heart, or they made you feel like, okay, Spirit is saying afraid. So I don't know if it was a parent that you were afraid of, or a situation that caused fear. I feel like they're coming in to apologize. And I feel like this is completely out of there. And this is not what the cards specifically mean. But I can't always read the cards as they mean, as Spirit is telling me something different. I feel like this is out of character for them as in their human form. Like, it's something they would never do. They would never apologize. They would never see anything wrong with the things that they've said, or the actions that they've taken, or the lack of action. But I feel like they're coming in to apologize. The apology, though, isn't for them. The apology is for you. And I don't think they're saying, I'm sorry for what I did. I feel like they're saying, I'm sorry for the way I made you feel. This is completely different, and I don't know why these readings are coming up like this tonight, but I just have to do what I have to do. And I think that there's a really deep emotional healing, and in that you're going to find new inspiration, because right underneath the Empress is the Queen of Wands. It feels like it's going to set you free from something in the past. And only Capricorn, only you will know what that is, if this is resonating with you. So let us know, Capricorn, or not. I feel like this is a very personal, intimate thing. And you may not know what this is until it happens. This could come into a dream. It could come into your intuition. I feel like there's an apology from the other side. But they're apologizing for the pain that they've caused you. And sometimes we don't know until we get to the other side, like the effect our actions have had on our loved ones. Our actions or lack of action. And again, I feel this is completely out of character for whoever this person is. So Capricorn, that's it. I don't know. You'll have to let us know if you want what that means for you. But this is a really big deal. There's a lot of healing. It's going to set you free from something. Capricorn, that is your reading. We will move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, how are you? Welcome to your reading for the first week in August 2nd. Already. So in the Northern Hemisphere, we are in the midst, we're in the very thick of summer. One of the hottest months in the Northern Hemisphere of the year is August. Although July was pretty hot here too, where I'm at. But let's see what August holds for our Aquarian friends. Okay. Simple. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is Chiron. All of this, Four of Swords, is all, and the Three of Swords, right? This is all Chiron, the wounded healer, moving into Taurus. All of this. Four of Swords, Justice, the Knight of Wands, yeah, King of Cups. So sitting with your heart, right, Aquarius, and what is it that your heart is telling you? What is it that your heart is telling you that you need or want? Yeah, like you want peace. So I don't know, there's nothing to indicate that there's friction in the cards, in these immediate cards, that there's been friction somewhere. But ultimately, you're striving for peace and harmony, and to be able to see both sides of a situation. You have the Knight of Wands, right? You want everyone to be happy. Yeah, Knight of Wands. You want everyone to be happy. It's funny, this is the Knight of Wands, but it is a female here. You want everyone to be happy. You want everyone to live life on their terms, and to have fun and freedom, and to live in alignment with their heart and soul. right? Rise above the emotions that have been maybe a little difficult to navigate through this world, but you're rising above all that stuff. So very well could be, Aquarius, that you are becoming the person who helps people to find balance and harmony and to see multiple sides of a situation. You could actually be becoming the teacher of these things, so people can have, the people around you or in your community or in your circle can feel free enough to just have fun, to heal from the past. So some of you are moving into a new role of leadership. It's not just, I don't mean just leadership as a small thing. I mean, it's not just leading in your community. This is more like leadership in the healing space of emotional healing. For some, it could be spiritual healing. I feel like this is emotional healing, like not letting your emotions get the best of you, or not letting them take you out, but sitting on, like floating on your emotions, and let the water of the emotions be the healing process. And I know this probably not making any sense. I feel like you're stepping into a new role, though, Aquarius. And this could be based on past experiences that you've had. So you know, like you had been through past experiences, you've had to sit through them, and now you have the tools to help others. Because now you understand why things had to happen for you, or to you, or through you, or around you. So you can have a greater understanding, so you can rise above that stuff, so you can help people to find their path to happiness. Let us know, Aquarius. Interesting readings tonight. Let me give these cards a really good shuffle. And again, it doesn't matter how well I shuffle these cards. Certain cards are just bound and determined that they are going to make themselves seen tonight. So, or today. Or it's nighttime here. What time is it? 9 o'clock. 9:07, if that means anything to anyone. And Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 2nd. Oh my goodness. Pisces, what does this week hold for you, huh? Yeah, let's see. There's a lot of powerful energy. And again, a lot of these readings feel like they're very specific to a certain person and not to the community at large. And I just have to read how it comes out. King of Cups again. That is your king. Let's see what else comes out. On the root, Pisces. 3 of Pentacles. I love this. Community at work, right? It's a group project. So let's see. 4 of Cups, King of Cups, 2 of Cups. Wow. So 3 cups here. So a group project here, right? There's a really good union here. 2 of Cups. There's a really strong union here, Pisces, whether it is coming in now or if it's already there. And I feel like, maybe you went through a phase where you didn't feel worthy. Like you've been through so much that you didn't feel worthy or capable of allowing yourself to have such a deep connection. And Pisces feel things really, really deeply. I think you've been hurt by the past, and you didn't feel like you were able to have this connection. I wonder if this 3 of Pentacles is some type of, like, you've been through like some type of counseling or somebody talking to people to kind of help you move through the pain of the past. If I could just get these cards right. Move through the pain of the past, right? Overcome and rise above all the things. And now you're in a place, this relationship could already be in place, or it could be coming in, that you feel safe to let someone fully in and embrace that relationship. This is really deep healing work, Pisces. I feel like you've done the emotional work. I feel like Pisces tend to push their emotions down, or fish, right? Like they just kind of swim off and go to something else. I feel like you stopped doing that and you decided to sit with it and say, okay, what is it? What has happened here? And yes, finding your self-worth again, allowing yourself to receive. And then in doing so, look at this. Like, look at those colors. Like, who doesn't want to get lit up by these colors, right? And like, she's surrounded by beauty and color and she can't even see it, right? Because there's just been so much disconnection. Until people come along and say, wait, what? What? No, look at you. Like, look what you can do. Like, look what you're creating. Look what you've done already so far. You're so much more than this. This is you. This is your king. You're rising above everything. And you're finally allowing. Pisces, a great way to end the readings for the week. Everyone, thank you so much for joining or watching, and thank you for sharing the video, for your likes, for subscribing. Send this to a friend if you feel like it could be helpful to them. Leave a comment if you feel inspired. And until next time, enjoy the first week in August, everyone. I send you light and love.